Hey friends, welcome back to Filled at Home. I hope you're doing wonderfully. Just finished up some methylene blue in my cup here. So if my tongue looks a little bit blue, that's what's going on. I'm pumping myself up here for this episode talking about fatigue. They seem like they clash, right? Yeah, it doesn't go together. Sometimes I have energy and sometimes I'm completely wiped out and all I want to do is lay on this bed for hours. And any of you guys relate? This episode today is for you if you're dealing with fatigue and you cannot figure out what the heck is going on. Yeah, it's something that comes and goes, right, in our lives. And I've had it off and on since I was a teenager. I've actually dealt with autoimmune disorders since I was about 12 years old. I've had autoimmune Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid disease. I'm actually in remission right now, but there's been things in the past 5 years of my life, such as mold in our last house. And boy, did that bring me down. Did that cause me to go backwards. All the work I had done to get off of my meds, it was like being sucked back down the black hole again. Maybe you can relate to that. So that's just a little bit about me. I am actively dealing with chronic fatigue. I'm sure a doctor would categorize me as that and multiple other things, although I don't really like diagnoses anymore. I'm all about holistic health. So if you're here, then you're probably into the holistic health too. Today I want to cover 4 reasons why you might be dealing with extreme fatigue in the perimenopause years. Okay, so stay along with me because we're also going to cover some of the things that we can actively be doing on a daily basis to help combat this fatigue. I'm going to try to make it as short as possible, but I can't help myself. I just love talking when I get excited about things. Remember, I'm not a medical professional, so please don't consider this medical advice. I am a trusted friend who has done a lot of research and experimented on myself practically, right? To see what works, what doesn't. Okay, so I'm actively dealing with chronic fatigue type symptoms right now, but I think I know the reason why. Okay, I'm going to go over 4 reasons with you today, and this kind of fits along with it, but I know for a fact mine is because of stress because I just moved to a different state. We packed up our whole house, we left, we're trying to figure out jobs, all this stuff. It's a lot of stress. How many of you guys are going through something super stressful? There's no avoiding stress, right? We're always going to encounter stress. But some of us are actually wired to and have taught ourselves to process stress better than others. And I'm just not one of those people. I'm just one of the people that hyper fixates on stress. And I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong, especially from a biblical perspective, because God tells us, do not be worried, do not be anxious about anything. So on a daily basis, I have to give my stress to God. Lord, take it from me. God, I don't want to live like this. But you know who you are if you're stressed all the time and you just can't get over it. Maybe you're grieving something. Maybe you lost someone recently. Maybe you're going through a hard process. Maybe your child is sick. Maybe you just feel so bad that it's stressing you out. Maybe you're having financial stress. I think most of us are feeling that with inflation these days and all the craziness of, my rent has gone up $700 in 6 years. I don't even know how we're surviving. Tell me in the comment what's stressing you out. But stress, it depletes your body of nutrients. Okay, so my second little thing I was going to talk about was nutrient depletion. Okay, number 2 is nutrient depletion, but that is also related to stress. Okay, so stress puts extra tax on our adrenal glands. It spikes our cortisol, which ends up making us feel exhausted. Maybe you've heard the term wired but tired. Like you're laying in bed and you're thinking about all the things you got to do the next day. Yeah. So that's all cortisol related. Maybe you're going to pee 3 times a night. Like that's actually cortisol related. Did you know that? It can also be blood sugar too, but it's also cortisol. It's your body waking up at night telling you, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom now. Like I need a break. I need a break from it. Stress, nutrient depletion. We're not getting enough nutrients from our food. We're not getting enough nutrients from the things we consume on a daily basis. Maybe you're under eating too. Maybe you're not feeding yourself properly. Maybe you're prioritizing feeding everybody else in the family or the people you're taking care of, but not yourself. So that is a huge one, nutrient depletion. We have to help ourselves. Put the life jacket, put the oxygen mask on ourselves to take care of everybody else. The third reason why you might be struggling with almost chronic fatigue type symptoms in perimenopause is poor sleep. That's just a given, right? We already know, like if you don't sleep, you're not going to feel good the next day. But it's like the bad night of sleep thing, it just lingers, right? You used to bounce back a lot quicker. Well, it's the perimenopause age. It's your body aging. It's your body not recuperating at night like it's supposed to. So if we don't get that proper sleep, if we don't get our 8 to almost 10 hours, honestly, I try to put myself in a position where I'm getting almost 9 hours of sleep a night and still I can wake up feeling tired. We're getting poor sleep. There's a lot of reasons for that. I'm sure if you're dealing with it, you already know why. You're up thinking about things at night. You're having maybe night sweats. It could be any of those things. That's reason number 3. Okay. Reason number 4, you might not have thought about this one, guys. Mitochondrial dysfunction. Your body on a daily basis should be accomplishing something called mitophagy. And if it's not, then you're going to feel really bad all the time. Now, this is a topic that I've recently been hearing a lot talked about by Dr. Axe, who I love his information from a holistic Christian perspective. But in a recent video, which I'll just try to link it down below, maybe you guys would find this one interesting as well. He really talks about striving for mitochondrial function and how that's one of the main drivers for fatigue. If you don't have it, then you're going to feel tired and it's going to throw off your hormones, and it's just a cascading effect. So that's actually the 4th one that I want to talk about first. How can we do better? How can we overcome this season of feeling exhausted? I find myself, maybe you do too, literally just wanting to fall asleep or just lay down for hours in the afternoon. It's like I can do 1 or 2 things in the morning and then I'm exhausted for the rest of the day. I don't know. It's a combination of all these things for me, but I really truly believe it starts with that mitochondrial functioning. And so that is why I said I started my morning here with the methylene blue. That's kind of a quick start, okay? So let's just say you can't do the methylene blue. It's not for everybody, and I'm still kind of trying to start noticing if it's working or not. I've only done it for 1 week. That is kind of like a quick start for mitochondrial function. So here are some of the things, ladies, that you can do proactively to help fight against this chronic fatigue that you're feeling every day. Because listen, we are not meant to live tired. There's a difference between being exhausted and being rested. We are called to rest in the Lord Jesus Christ. We're called to rest in his presence, in his peace, in Shabbat every single day. We're not meant to be exhausted, which most of us, a lot of people are dealing with. We can't live our best life if we do that. We can't minister to other people if we're constantly exhausted. We can't minister to our families, let alone ourselves. So what can we do? Okay, I'm going to list off a bunch of things that are kind of related to all those 4 reasons. Now, there's a lot more than 4 reasons why you might be fatigued. It might have to do with mold. It might have to do with a disease. It might have to do with something else that I'm not covering today. Your hormones. Hormones play a huge role. But all that comes down to really these essential root issues. So let's try to focus on these essential 4 things. How can we make these things better to support our bodies holistically so that we can fix everything out? We can get out of a state of disease. We can get out of hormonal imbalance. But let's stick to those 4 things first. Okay, so let's start with mitochondrial function because this one I think is really the main driver. Okay. Intermittent fasting. Ladies, if you're able to intermittent fast, if you do not have high cortisol, I think it's probably one of the most strategic ways. After 16 hours of fasting, you get into a state of autophagy, mitophagy, where your body is cycling out the old dead cells that can end up causing things like tumors, cancers, things like that. We need to flush these things out. How do we do it? By getting into that state, which is only going to happen after 16 hours of no food. Now, some of us are not able to do that. For instance, I have high cortisol from stress. I know I do. So that's not something I'm able to do. Maybe in another season soon. So I'm trying a few other tactics that are really good for cell health. Eating polyphenol-rich foods, things like cruciferous vegetables, blue, dark-colored berries, dark-colored foods, really in general, good quality olive oil on your food daily. Food is a big one. There's also a few different supplements that I really recommend that you consider. Don't overload your body with supplements, but consider a few supplements like CoQ10 and NAC. I actually take NAC almost daily to help with detoxification of your body and help with the cell. Also, circadian rhythm is a huge one. This actually directly affects your cells. This will also signal to the cells to do their job. So if you can't go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time, you're really doing your body a lot of damage. We need to get on a circadian rhythm. And that means waking up and first thing in the morning, go straight outside. Go outside, get your eyes exposed to the sun for 5 to 10 minutes. This is going to set your circadian rhythm clock. It'll actually make you more tired in the evening, which is a good thing, so that you can actually go to bed. It'll help lower cortisol. It'll do a lot of things like that. Those things have to do with mitochondrial function, but they're also practical tips for the other things I mentioned, like stress. Stress causes high cortisol. We need to, ladies, get a hold of our stress. This is one of the hardest things for me too. Okay, so practical tips about sleep. How do we get better quality sleep? Well, they have this weird, funny term called sleep hygiene. Have you heard of it? I've been hearing the term tossed around the past few years, and it's really just a term that means let's create an environment for the best sleep possible. So don't just wing it. Don't just kind of throw yourself on the bed and not have any sort of nighttime rituals or anything you're doing to help yourself. So here's some of the things that I've tried, and they really do help me sleep at night, and a couple things that might help you too. Number 1, no screens. I know it's boring, right? Like, who wants to go to bed without a screen? No. I actually really enjoy it. I try to do some reading at night. I will sometimes turn on an app and put it across the room from me to help me get into that sleep, either sleep music, or maybe it's the Abide app, which has bedtime kind of Bible stories and things. I really enjoy that. But something peaceful that is not going to be blue lights in your face at night, causing you to throw off, your cortisol and circadian rhythm kind of stuff. So do something quiet. Maybe grab a cup of tea. Maybe it's a healing tea at night. Maybe it's something that you enjoy, a ritual like that. I make a little tallow magnesium cream, and I love rubbing that on my feet at night. It has lavender, it's really calming and relaxing, and it's really well absorbed through the feet. So if you can use a magnesium at night, whether it's this or like a calm or even capsules, that's really helpful for sleep. I also use ashwagandha to help with lowering cortisol and kind of creating a sleep-inducing environment. Another thing for sleep is setting a cold temperature dark room. They say between 65 to 68 degrees. I actually don't keep my room that cold, but I do really aim for like 69, 70 degrees. It really just makes you want to like cuddle up under your covers and get all cozy. Also just like closing all the blinds, making it completely dark where you're sleeping so that your eyes are not doing any work at night. Those are some of the most basic things for creating a great sleep environment. Okay guys, I hope that I helped you a little bit today. If you're looking for an even deeper dive into some of these topics from a holistic and Christian perspective, I would encourage you to pick up my book. It's available on Amazon, and I wrote this book. It took me about 3 years to dig into the research to see what worked for me, to compile this in a biblical perspective, Mastering Menopause Naturally. And so I'm going to put that link in the description as well in case you're looking just for some extra resources. I also have a couple of free resources as well. I have a free 7-day hormone reset. Just goes through 7 days and really teaches you different things you can do to reset your hormones. And I also have a 7-day free meal plan for high protein, lowering insulin, lowering sugar in the body, and all that kind of stuff. This is a meal plan that's just a rinse and repeat every single week, really easy. Comes with like all the things you need for the shopping list and the pantry items and all this stuff. Makes it super easy. So please check those out. I really think they're gonna help you guys. I really think it's gonna help you jumpstart whatever you need to do and take some of the planning and some of the stress out of it. I'm here to help you with that. Thanks for joining me again today, friends, joining me, listening to me chat. Let me know if I helped you at all in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're going through. I really want to create a community here of believers that are here to encourage one another from a holistic perspective. We're here to bless and encourage and minister to one another. That's what we're here for. So thanks for joining me today. I'll see you guys on the next one.